Okay, so hi everybody. So this here is going to be my start to the rank season. Well, it's not the proper start because what I did was I kind of saw that every one of my friends, or people I knew, was getting placed two divisions below where they were last season, or not really two divisions, but like five divisions below what they were, which ended up being two brackets of divisions, if you know what I mean. So like if they were in plat five, they got placed in silver one. If they were in gold five, they got placed in bronze one. That kind of ratio. So my way of looking at it this season was the same thing happened last season. I even waited last season, and all it improved my placement by was two. So I got dropped three divs, and the reason why is because it completely depends on you winning those 10 games. But the time it takes to play those 10 games, and everybody's at different skill levels, it's really, really risky. Um, like you could just play really, really hard, and then you'll get really, really stressed, and then you're going to ruin your whole rank season for forever because you don't want to play. But I said this season I'm just going to play. I don't care who I'm going to play. We're going to see what happens. So I think my webcam is going to be in the way of this. So okay, it's not going to let me open up. Um, right, so I'm guessing my webcam is like the top of it somewhere here. So we'll show you from here. So if we put, right, this Ivern game was my first ranked game of the season. Okay. Played Ivern, haven't played Ivern in ages. Um, but played him because Uh, he's a strong jungler. I have played him. I played him in flex queue 3 weeks ago, about two or three times. But my issue with Ivern for provisionals, I'm just going to give you my thoughts on provision. My issue for Ivern for provisionals is he's too utility based. It completely depends on your team if they know to how to play with you. Um, I got people just going in stealing the whole jungle that game, and people just fighting and everything, and then people go steal one camp out of one monster out of the camp. Oh, it was, don't even get me started. Anyways, that was the Ivern game. Ivern game, crap. Okay, aggression on Vi, very good tactic. That worked really well that game. I got 6 kills in the first few minutes. Um, but then I really, really fell down later because I got really, really greedy. But we still won the game, so it doesn't matter. Um, right, Scion. Scion. The issue with Scion is it's all about like when you go aggressive and when you don't go aggressive. And I made a lot of mistakes this game where I went too aggressive at one point in time, and someone would come and counter gank, and then we'd be destroyed or whatever. Um, so that was my problem with Scion. I did a lot of like trying to kill someone, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm already close enough to dead, stood there, and then tried to kill them after, but then they'd get away. So that was a bad idea. This Lulu game I played really, really well. It was only for the fact that our top laner had really, really fed the other the other top laner, um, and it was just no stopping. I think it was a Riven, and there was like no stopping. I kept killing her like those 6 kills. I'd say 3 of them are for me killing the Riven, but yeah, it just didn't work out this game. It was really like I ended up being more of a carry than our top laner and 80 carry, which was kind of bad. So um, like you can see, my creep score is 78 because I had to hold lanes for so long. Okay, then this here is where I was trying Ziggs ADC because, like I said, I don't really care about these provisional games. I'm just going to see wherever it places me, and I'll climb from there. So I played Ziggs ADC. Ziggs ADC is ridiculous. Oh my god. Early game on Ziggs ADC is like insane. If you can finish the game early enough, you're going to win this game every time. He takes towers like crazy. He's really, really good. Then what happened? Right. So these two games, insane. Like games finished fast, got really good scores. But this one not so good, but we still won because I kept getting turrets. Um, then what happened was this game here was one of the longest games that I've had to play. I did really, really good at farming, but people just were like raging and everything throughout this game. I think they just didn't like the fact they played 6 ADC, and it was more team dynamic why we lost this game. This one here, I'm not sure. I think this game was close. It was finished very early. I think someone got a really good push, and that's how that game lost. This was the. Is this. No. All right. These two here were my last two of the provisionals. Okay. Um, provisionals. So I played Ezreal ADC. The reason why I played Ezreal ADC is because I kind of noticed that if you win in the bot lane, it was really, really advantageous. This game, I said I play Ezreal because someone was giving out about me playing Ziggs. So I said I play Ezreal instead, played Ezreal instead, and Ezreal is actually really, really safe for bot lane because you can keep so much distance, and literally you just sit back really, really far if they're getting really aggressive, and you can play bot lane solo nearly on Ezreal if the players don't really know what they're doing, which in provisionals most people don't know what they're doing. So yeah, you can just stay back and farm. So that's how I played that game. And that's how I played this game. But this game I probably played too safe because there was a lot of times where I was kind of a bit further away than I should have been from the fight at the start. I'd get the kill at the end, but they'd have more players alive at the end than my team. So that would be the problem here. So we lost this solely on the fact that I was staying too far back. And you can also notice this as well just from creep score. Like these two games roughly the same. This game, way worse creep score, but I was more active in fights, as you can see by assists here. And then this game, I was less active in fights, way better creep score. This is more like what the kind of creep score you want to get in a game. And I got a lot of kills, but I wasn't as active with teammates. Like these kills are either solo kills or I just turned up at the right time with a Q and got a kill, or I ult across the map or something. So yeah, this here everybody was fighting in this game, and I was spending too much time farming because they kept telling me to go farm. I don't need to farm people with that. Okay, never mind. Anyways, then these two here, they were just the last two games I played. That was more to see what is currently going on in the elo I got placed in. So the elo I got placed in bronze 1, which I thought was going to happen because that was 5 away from gold 5. So there you go. So we're going to climb from bronze 1 and see how we get. I'd say it's going to take us probably less than a month for gold. Maybe a month and a half for like somewhere in the middle of January we'll get gold, which is a month. Okay, yeah, so about a month. And then we're going to see if we can get any higher than that afterwards, because I can confidently climb out of bronze. Okay, and I'm saying that right now, and I'm going to get loads of people in the comments giving at me about that. But yeah, okay, we're going back to match history. So I just want to show you what I see the state of bronze is at the moment. So we're going to go in here. This is going to show everything bad that I've done, but never mind that. We're going to see what the champions are that people are playing. Right, so in here, you can see what the champions are. All right, Camille is just the popular thing at the moment. We're going to ignore her. She is a bruiser. She basically functions kind of like a Lee Sin, Wukong kind of deal. So that's my opinion of her. Now, let's look at other champions. So, on my team, they went for AP, burst damage, low mobility, and heavy tanks with CC. That's what they went for. Okay, and on their team, they went for a heavy tank, another bruiser, and then an ADC and an AP carry. So these two here were the supports. So the team's bronze people are favoring the AP supports. These two people as well in this game were total trolls trying to think. This person, all right, I said I'm going ADC Ziggs. She didn't let me farm at all, so I had to go support 6, basically. So that's what happened there. That's why her farm is so close to my farm, even though she was the support. But anyway, so yeah, heavy AP with low mobility. That's what I'm seeing right there. So that is something we can take advantage of. Champions who can take advantage of low mobility AP carries are people with gap closers and CC. That's pretty much it. Like they just destroy them. So someone like, so say if we're playing, I'm not going to say if we're playing mid because I don't normally play mid. So let's say if we're playing jungle, because that's probably the most effect we could have on the whole map. Someone like Vi would be a good pick into them because Vi can get really, really close up in their face and they can't get away. Okay? Anybody else with high mobility? Riven top lane, probably pretty good against them. Only issue though with both of them is their scaling. So I would pick Vi into that out of those two because Vi has better scaling. A tank who could do this. Who's a good tank that can do this? Volibear is very good tank because he can run at them. An issue with Volibear though is, right, this one has a stun in their face. This one has, well, the 2 snares. So they stun in your face if they land it. And then you have Brand with his EQ, which is basically the same thing. So the issue with Volibear is you're going to have to run Flash on Volibear instead of Ghost or something, which would be what you want to get into their face more. Because Flash, you're going to have to not get hit by one of these stuns in a fight. So who would be better? Xin Zhao could be good. Xin Zhao is pretty good against them. All right, then we got to think about the other champions. So we know how to beat these. These guys, it's basically upfront. Misfortune's the same. Misfortune has high burst damage, so that you need to get in her face and deal higher burst damage than her fast or CC her. So that's that. And Mumu would be a good one because of CC. But that requires a lot of teamwork in it. Mumu has better scaling because he's a tank. All tanks and all ADCs have better scaling than other champions. So yeah, that's how we approach that. Now, let's approach these tanks. So you can see there's 3 tanks here. So the best way to counter these tanks is actually hyper carries. So things like Vayne, Tristana, and who else is a good one? Jinx, Twitch, Kog'Maw. Things like that. Things with high attack speed, basically. Things who want to build high attack speed. Junglers or top. Kayle is a good one. Kayle is usually a very, very good one against these types of champions. Who else is good? Trundle is an obvious counter because he can take their stats. The issue I am finding with Trundle at the moment is his, as a jungler, his clear speed isn't as fast as some of the other people. And as a top laner, he's kind of getting out bullied in lane. So he ends up further behind, which means he doesn't get as much out lane unless it's into his particular matchup. Like someone who is building AD and is someone who's building defense but is an AD champion. So something, I don't know, probably who is a good example of this? Like a Lee Sin would be a good example, but Lee Sin ain't going top. Nasus? Maybe Nasus? Kind of, not really Nasus, right? Anyways, yeah. Camille is probably a good champion for go against, but that's that. Okay, anyways, so that's why Trundle. As a top laner against this, you could actually go a more aggressive AP top laner, which would be quite good against them. So someone who has good DPS against them. But who has good mobility in order to get out of top lane then for the ganks? That's the question. I suppose DPS. Who's good DPS? Echo has decent DPS. His mobility is okay. You could probably run an AP Echo into it. Not a tank Echo. I wouldn't run a tank Echo into a tank. Um, yeah, so that's that. But anyways, that's my opinion on these. So basically, you want to play gap closers or large CC and hyper carries into the tank. So how I would approach this if I was going into a game now was be if I am playing a mid laner or a ADC, I would try to pick something that could kill tanks, either a hyper carry or something with lots of DPS. If I was going top, I would try to play a tank killer top laner, something like Shyvana, um, or play something with high DPS in order to win the lane. Riven has high DPS, but she's AD, so that could be a problem. Um, then who else is good? Well, actually, no. Kale would be the best top lane. I'm playing Kale if I play her top. Same for junglers, any DPS, but I would take advantage of the early game more than DPS. So DPS for late game. Uh, Early game would be people with CC and gap closers. So Vi is probably your most opportune to kill that Lux and Brand, to kill Misfortune. Anybody else with a really, really good gap closer. Fizz would be good, but he lacks the CC. So it's not, I would not recommend taking Fizz in this meta because he is good at killing tanks because of his dot. And he's also quite good at moving around and stuff and getting close to people. But his his damage at the moment isn't enough to like instant one shot someone, especially if they're a little bit tanky. So unless you're like a good bit ahead. So I would recommend someone with more CC so you can stay on people for a bit longer, like Vi. Um, Xin Zhao would be good too because of his knockup. He also has his E to jump onto people. Um, and then I think that's it. So that's pretty much what's happening in this game. We're just gonna take a look at one other more game before I end this. Where is games? Two games. This is me not knowing how the new. That's how you do it. Okay, how the new one works. Right, so this one I played Trundle. The reason why I played Trundle is because I noticed all the tanks in the last game. It was a bad idea to first pick Trundle. I'm going to say it right now because then they picked no tanks except for the Shen. And I didn't actually see Shen for most of the game. He actually DC'd, I think, at a point in the game. But anyway, okay, Trundle, slow clear. So that was my biggest flaw. I wasn't aware of what Trundle's state was at this moment, even though like I do like playing him. I didn't realize what his state was in the current jungle. So okay, our team this game, right? They picked a Shen, so that was a tank, but they did pick those immobile APs again. So they have Morgana and they have a Victor. Okay, so that leads me to think CC gap closer. Okay, same with Zyra. Okay, then Ari. The best counter to Ari is Vi for a jungler, just because if Ari ults she getting away, you need to get on her, you need to CC her, in my opinion. Same for LeBlanc, same for Ezreal. If you ever see any of those three picked in a game, pick Vi, you'll win the game every time. Um, Quinn Vi would be good into Quinn. Only problem is blind on Quinn. So an AP carry that can gap close jungling with CC. Echo? Diana. Okay, they're kind of out of favor though in the jungle at the moment. Amumu and Zac, but they're tanks. So the Caitlyn and well, definitely the Tristana is gonna wreck a tank, and Zyra. Zyra's a good AP if you have to pick an AP that can fight against tanks. Zyra's a pretty good one because of her DPS from the plants. Same Hermidinger as well, but their immobility is a big problem. for them. And then Lee Sin is someone I see a lot of people picking. Lee Sin is, if you're good at him, you can pick him. If you're bad at him, don't pick him. That's my opinion on Lee Sin. Same opinion for other characters like Nidalee and stuff. But Lee Sin, he's basically, right. There's two types of Lee Sin. Right? Lee Sin does not have a strong area. Okay? But everybody in low elo, doesn't matter what low elo are, they play Lee Sin like he has a good early game. Okay? So there's an advantage here. If you know Lee Sin has a bad early game, pick an early game champion to counter gank Lee Sin. You're going to kill Lee Sin. Okay, that's the advantage. Okay? The unfortunate thing is everybody else in low elo thinks Lee Sin has a good early game. Lee Sin does not have a good early game. Right? So everybody else gets really, really scared and they die to Lee Sin. Okay? You shouldn't do that. You should just kill Lee Sin. Okay? You should move back, kill Lee Sin. Dodge his Q. His Q is one of the slowest skill shots in the game. I'm calling it right now. Morg's Q, I think it's Q. Morg's Q as well is pretty slow. So those two skill shots should never hit you in a game unless you didn't see them on the screen. Okay? Yeah. So that's my opinion on Lee Sin. Okay. Vent done. Anyways, so this is my plan. This is my plan. How we're gonna get out of bronze 1, how we're gonna get out of bronze 1 and into silver is we are going to play Kayle top if we have to play top. Vi jungle if we have to play jungle. Where are we going next? Mid. Mid is an issue. Mid, I may need to think about this a bit more. Who would be the best to play mid? Okay, so if they're playing immobile mids, who have a lot of AoE damage, it seems, as well, because they got Victors, they got Luxes, they got Brands. Okay, so who would be good against them? Someone who can go in, deal damage, and then back out really, really fast. So probably something halfway between an assassin and a range. So Ahri is probably a good one. So we'll go with Ahri. I can play Ahri. So okay. So we're going on top Kayle, jungle Vi, Ahri mid, bot lane. We're gonna pick Hyper Kagis. Okay. So that means Tristana. Then for support, we're gonna play someone who can counter these like AP supports. So a sustained support with CC would be good. So something along the lines of who has good sustain? Well, actually, all right, sustain supports with CC. So we're going Sona, Nami, Alistair, Taric. Taric would be a good one because he's tank too, but then that doesn't help us against the other tanks that we're having a problem with. So Lulu and Sona. I think Lulu and Sona are probably our best bet because they have enough damage to deal DPS, but they also are utility based and they have some sustainability. So something between them. Okay, so that's my plan on how to get out of bronze 1. I'm gonna play a few games after this, and I'm gonna upload any that are worthwhile for you, and I'll try and talk through them as much as I can, so you can get the idea of how to get out of bronze 1. Okay, so I'll see you in the next one. Good luck.